Have you ever met a woman whose look makes you forget your words, as if she knows the secrets you're trying to keep? This isn't magic. It's the penetrating stare of a Sigma female. Today, we're exploring how the Sigma female's look seems to touch the very core of your being. It's not just looking, it's a display of strength, a profound presence, a reflection of your inner truth. She doesn't just see you, she sees right through you. Her glance isn't by chance, it's deliberate, quiet, yet bold and piercing. Her look is subtle. It's not about overpowering or grabbing attention. It's a natural force that makes a big impact without any fuss. When she walks into a room, you might not notice her immediately, but once you lock eyes with her, everything shifts. You feel vulnerable, not because she wants to uncover you, but because she's genuinely open herself. In a world where everyone seems to hide behind masks, encountering someone genuine can be disconcerting. She notices the small things, the strain in your forced smile, the quiet tension, the small cracks in your confidence, your hesitant handshake, your forced laughter, the fear in your gaze. Because the Sigma female operates on a different level, a level where honesty is more valuable than appearances. She doesn't pretend. She has already faced her inner battles, confronted her doubts, and rebuilt herself from the ground up. So when she looks at you, she's seeing the real you, not just the facade you show the world. That look of hers comes from countless personal challenges. Nights she spent crying by herself, days she stood firm against adversity, moments she stayed silent when others tried to label her. That look carries the heaviness of her experiences, of endurance, of mastering herself. And that's why it remains steady. It doesn't waver or look away awkwardly. It stays firm, grounding, and sees not with judgment, but with pure, unfiltered understanding. The kind that makes you feel recognized and nervous at the same time, like you're exposed, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually. She's not just analyzing, she's absorbing, sensing the truths you've hidden beneath layers of pretense and defense. Here's the reality. Most people aren't prepared for this kind of open visibility. We live in a world obsessed with superficial filters. We hide behind crafted images, fake smiles, and pretentious personas. We're scared to be truly seen because we equate vulnerability with weakness. But the Sigma female embraces vulnerability. She grew into who she is by accepting discomfort, sitting with pain and truth. Her presence now mirrors all that experience. That's why people can't easily pretend around her. Her gaze is calm, not cold. There's a difference. Coldness stems from detachment, whereas her calm comes from a place of peace. A peace she earned through hard work, through letting go of societal expectations to remain quiet, small, agreeable. So when she looks at someone, it's with the clarity of someone who doesn't need to prove anything anymore. She's not looking for approval or permission. She just is, completely, boldly, beautifully. That's what unsettles people, not because she's aggressive or traditionally intimidating, but because she's fully present. And in a world full of distractions, such presence is rare. It's powerful. It's captivating. That stillness in her eyes acts like a sharp mirror, and facing such a mirror, you can't help but confront your own reflection. She doesn't directly challenge you, but somehow you feel compelled to step up, to be genuine, to stop hiding. And about her silence, it speaks louder than many people's words. She doesn't need to verbalize every thought. Her eyes, her presence, her energy speaks for her. People often feel like she understands them deeply after just a brief encounter. That's not imagination, it's reality. She does understand you because she understands herself deeply. She's done the hard work of healing and self-discovery. She's navigated through emotional wilderness, through loneliness, fear, and doubt, and she's survived. So when her gaze unsettles you, remember, it's not meant to frighten you, it's meant to awaken you. That look is a signal, a reminder that genuine connection still exists, that depth is alive, that not everyone is just playing a role. Some are living their truth. The Sigma female isn't competing for attention. She doesn't chase trends or seek validation. Her gaze seeks sincerity, depth, alignment. That's why superficial chatter exhausts her, why noisy environments feel empty, why she often prefers being alone over fitting in. It's not anti-social behavior, it's a longing for something real. Her energy is intentional, valuable, and she doesn't share it lightly. So when she gives you her time, her attention, her gaze, recognize the significance, understand the depth, appreciate the rare quality of her focus. Her look shatters false beliefs, not through force, but simply by being honest. In her truth, people are either inspired to grow or they withdraw. The Sigma, that look is a signal, a reminder that genuine connection still exists, that depth is alive, that not everyone is just playing a role. Some are living their truth. The Sigma female isn't competing for attention. She doesn't chase trends or seek validation. Her gaze seeks sincerity, depth, alignment. That's why superficial chatter exhausts her, why noisy environments feel empty, why she often prefers being alone over fitting in. It's not anti-social behavior, it's a longing for something real. Her energy is intentional, valuable, and she doesn't share it lightly. So when she gives you her time, her attention, her gaze, recognize the significance, understand the depth, appreciate the rare quality of her focus. Her look shatters false beliefs, not through force, but simply by being honest. In her truth, people are either inspired to grow or they withdraw. The Sigma woman doesn't pursue, persuade, or try to mend others. Instead, she creates a space so solid, so genuine, so true, that many don't know how to be in it. Yet, those who can thrive, expand, and come to life. The Sigma female is an enigma, gentle yet strong, reserved yet influential, detached yet deeply in tune. She travels alone but is never lonely, as her soul keeps her company, her truth guides her, and her eyes reveal this truth. They are the windows to a spirit that is wild, uncontainable, indescribable, only to be felt. If you ever catch the eye of a Sigma woman, that's why she's remembered long after she leaves. Her look remains, her presence endures, her influence reverberates. Because the Sigma female doesn't just pass by places. She leaves marks, not mere footprints, but imprints of the soul. Her gaze isn't meant to impress. It's meant to express her truth, her wisdom, her core. And to the Sigma female reading this, remember, your gaze is powerful. It represents your strength, the history of your resilience, the voice of your inner wisdom, the peace that follows storms, the enduring flame of quiet fortitude. Never hide it, never question it. The world may attempt to suppress your power, but your gaze, it speaks when you do not. So hold that gaze with pride. Own it. Know that every time you look someone directly, you show them what true strength, true awareness, and true love really look like. Let your gaze be a beacon. Let it guide, challenge, and motivate. Because when a Sigma female looks at you, she sees not just your face, but your story, your fears, your strengths, your realities. And in that moment, you realize she's not just looking at you, she's seeing through you. She's not into superficial conversations, That's not where her soul thrives, not where she connects. The Sigma female doesn't engage in small talk just to break the silence. She doesn't ask, "How are you?" only to hear, "Fine." She wants to know what you're really feeling, what you're holding back, what thoughts are weighing on you behind your calm facade. For her, conversations are more than just talk. They're doorways. And if a doorway doesn't lead somewhere meaningful, she doesn't bother entering. You see, the Sigma female is built differently. She isn't attracted to the spotlight or to superficialities. She's drawn to depth, to meaning, to energy that can't be imitated. She doesn't care about your social status, your job title, your wealth, or your possessions. None of that matters if your spirit isn't vibrant, because she seeks the spark that lives behind your eyes. She gravitates toward people who are genuine, who have faced hardships and rebuilt themselves. She wants to hear your truth, not your title. She is attracted to your essence, not your exterior. That's why she listens with her eyes. She notices the small changes in your voice when you discuss your dreams, the hesitation before you claim you're okay, the tension in your expression when you talk about someone who has upset you. She sees all this. She picks up on your body language, your subtle expressions, your vibe, and she's not just hearing your words. She's interpreting everything unsaid, absorbing the authenticity and ignoring the facade. And it's not that she's trying to analyze you. She's naturally attuned to the layers of your being. Her awareness is keen, instinctive, and deeply rooted. So when a Sigma female looks at you, she's not admiring your clothes. She's not judging how well you conform to social norms. She's not swayed by your popularity or how vocal you are. Rather, she's searching for alignment, for authenticity, for something true beneath the surface. She communicates through silence because silence is precious to her. In those quiet moments, she understands the most. She doesn't need to interrupt to be dominant, to overshare to be noticed. When she speaks, it's deliberate. When she's silent, it's profound. Her silence isn't emptiness. It's full, potent, vibrant. And in that silence, she's listening, not just to your words, but to your intentions. Many people misunderstand her, thinking she's distant or unapproachable. However, this is simply because she chooses not to engage in superficial interactions. She's genuine. She doesn't pretend to be interested, laugh just to be polite, or spend time in situations that don't feel right. She values her time and personal space highly, having learned how precious peace is. She doesn't allow just anyone to disturb it. She pays close attention to the tone and intention behind words, and she's quick to notice any contradictions. If someone's words don't match their energy, she'll detect it. Pretending to be confident won't work if you're internally unsure. She will notice. Similarly, talking about love won't resonate if you're emotionally closed off. She will feel it. What you say is less important than the energy you bring, and that energy cannot hide the truth. Most people don't realize how observant she is. They may think she's quiet or distracted, but she's actually very alert. She's always watching, listening, and sensing everything around her. She picks up on every inconsistency and every subtle shift in dynamics. She isn't suspicious by nature, rather she's incredibly in tune with her surroundings. She's not interested in fleeting pleasures or superficial relationships. She seeks deep, meaningful conversations and connections that don't rely on constant chatter to feel meaningful. She looks for a type of connection where silence is comfortable and being together speaks volumes. When others try to impress her with superficial acts, it fails to affect her because her standards penetrate deep into the soul. She can't be fooled by fancy words dressed up as genuine intent. She has experienced too much and explored too deeply within herself to be charmed by mere surface-level appeal. That's why true connections with her are rare. Most people simply aren't on her wavelength. She navigates a world obsessed with quick fixes and superficial approvals, but she operates differently. She communicates through emotions and depth, which makes her a unique and powerful presence. When she connects with someone, it's a complete engagement of the souls, looking into each other's eyes, feeling each other's energy, and sharing unspoken truths. She doesn't chase after people, but when she commits, she does so fully without any pretense or games, just pure and honest connection. Her relationships might be few, but they are deep and genuine. She values loyalty, emotional maturity, and awareness. She is drawn to those who have faced their challenges bravely, questioned life, and emerged stronger, just like she has. Her love is intense, not shown through dramatic gestures, but through consistent, present, and strong emotional connections. Her loyalty is profound, but it must be earned and reciprocated on a level where words are secondary to heartfelt connections. So when she looks at you, don't mistake her quietness for absence. Inside her, there's a profound awareness. She has already noticed your habits, your pretenses, and your potential. She is moved by genuine intentions, not outward appearances. She understands who you are before you even introduce yourself. This can make people feel vulnerable around her, not because she intends to make them uncomfortable, but because she naturally mirrors their true selves. Her presence invites reflection, and not everyone is prepared for that. Some might feel challenged, others inspired, but no one leaves her presence unchanged. She recognizes and respects the depth of human emotions. She knows life can be tough, and she knows what it's like to struggle internally while trying to keep everything together. Her presence is comforting and solid because she doesn't just accept depth. She values and embraces it. With her, you can be honest about your feelings. You can show your vulnerabilities, and she will listen, understand, and provide the space you need because she has been there herself and knows the importance of being acknowledged without judgment. The Sigma female doesn't aim to fix others. She's here to reflect, to remind, and to realign. Just by being herself, she can help people rediscover their own paths, not through force, but through her steady, illuminating presence. Her gaze isn't just appealing, it's profound. Her silence isn't empty, it's filled with meaningful energy. Her vibe isn't loud, it's clearly felt. And once you experience it, you can't forget it, because she doesn't just exist. She moves with purpose, clarity, and profound self-awareness. She doesn't seek external validation. She seeks internal harmony. Her decisions are deliberate. Her journey is quiet, yet impactful. Her gaze is where you can see her spirit and her truth. It's not easy to connect with her, but those who do, those who gain her trust and respect, discover a world where authenticity reigns and shallow displays have no place. This is a realm where sincerity speaks louder than self-importance, and only true depth resonates. If you find yourself in the same space as a Sigma female and she turns her eyes towards you, don't just look at her face. Feel the vibe she brings. Be genuine rather than impressive. Share your true self instead of filling the air with empty words. In those moments, you aren't being evaluated on superficial levels. You are being welcomed to be your true self, to engage genuinely and deeply. And to the Sigma female watching this, remember, your depth is your power, your quietness speaks volumes, and your look reveals your inner truths. Cherish these qualities, The world needs more of this authenticity, more of you. It's not about controlling others. It's about forming true, meaningful connections, deep, sincere, and increasingly rare. That's why your look is impactful. You don't try to dominate the space, yet you naturally hold sway. You aren't the loudest in conversations, but your words, or even your silence, draw others in. Many misinterpret this influence. They think it's about wielding power or exerting control. They are mistaken. A Sigma female doesn't seek dominance over others. Her influence comes from within, shining out because it's genuine, not staged. She desires not dominance, but true connection, not feigned agreement, but honest interaction. She's not about playing emotional games or seeking reactions. She's above that. Her sought connection is pure, sacred, something that's becoming rare in a world filled with superficial interactions and hidden agendas. This type of connection demands authenticity, something that can't be hurried or faked. A Sigma female doesn't rely on control. Her presence is her strength, and presence is far more influential than any attempt at control. Because while control demands, presence naturally attracts. Her presence feels like a safe haven in a chaotic world, drawing people in, often without them knowing why. Her energy doesn't scream for attention. Instead, it invites you to see her, only if you're ready to reveal your own true self. That's the level she operates on. Authentic, deep, rare. And when she connects, it's profound. She isn't interested in superficial displays. She seeks your real essence, the part of you that's beyond public accolades, the part that's raw and genuine. Her connections are not about gaining something or overpowering others. They are about understanding and sharing feelings. She meets you at a level where your deepest self resides, beyond any facade. She sees through defenses because she's been there herself, having made peace with her most hidden aspects. Thus, her connections are transformative, freeing, and yes, sometimes uncomfortable, because she encourages you to come out of hiding, not through challenge, but by recognizing the real you. Her look, gentle yet profound, serves as a bridge between your outward facade and your true self. She doesn't seek to be the center of attention. She is the illumination, subtle, steady, powerful. That's why her influence persists long after she leaves. That's why you remember how she made you feel, not by her words, but by how she truly saw you and allowed you to see yourself. It's never been about control. She doesn't need it. She understands her role in the world and isn't about controlling narratives, but living her truth, genuinely, quietly, boldly. That's a rare form of influence, the kind that liberates, not confines. It's memorable. That's why her gaze does more than just observe. It awakens something within you. It's like someone peering into your very essence, not just your life story. You realize you've been truly seen, recognized deeply, not superficially judged. And this recognition shifts something within you, challenging your facade, urging your truth to surface, quietly but irresistibly. Because real connections are not loud, they are profound, soul to soul. That's the magic she brings. She doesn't linger in places or with people that sap her energy. She's learned through tough experiences that not all relationships are beneficial. But when she chooses to connect, it's meaningful, steadfast, and rare. In a world fixated on superficiality and performance, her presence offers a sanctuary, a moment to just be genuine. That's why her impact leaves deep, enduring impressions, not superficial marks. These imprints deepen with time and reflection, inviting not just attention, but a real awakening. She's not here to be liked by everyone. She's here to represent honesty in a world that often avoids it. Her look holds this honesty, not as a threat, but as a reminder, a wake-up call, a reflection. Her gaze stays longer, not because she wants to charm you, but because she's observing your soul. She's searching for harmony, feeling out your energy, and respecting the sacred connection between two people, trying to communicate clearly. Her focused gaze matters because it's concentrated and purposeful. Her steady look makes people experience emotions they've almost forgotten: safety, attention, and a sense of belonging. They rediscover their own truths, and such moments are memorable. In that brief pause, that silence, that look, you understand that you've been truly acknowledged and felt. This impression lasts longer than any show ever could. It's not about controlling, it's about connecting. A connection that changes how you see yourself, that drowns out distractions, that makes truth feel safe once again. She's genuine, sincere, unique. That's her nature. That's what her energy introduces. That's why her look is unforgettable. Men often feel uneasy around her, and they're not sure why. It's not because she's loud or demanding or tries to dominate. It's something subtler, deeper. Her aura, her quiet intensity that seems to see into your soul. It's not confrontational or fierce, but it shakes people up. It changes the atmosphere, shifts something inside. And for men, particularly those used to being in charge, her presence is a new, uneasy feeling. It feels like facing the truth, and truth can be the most frightening thing when you've been avoiding it. They're scared because it exposes them, because it peels away facades, because it doesn't cater to egos. Her presence isn't flattering. It doesn't put on a show. It doesn't play along. And when someone like that enters your space, when she looks at you with eyes that don't try to impress, something inside you starts to open up. That's not fear of her. It's the fear of being truly seen. Once you're seen, you can't hide from yourself anymore. Others feel vulnerable around her, not just men, but anyone who has lived behind a mask, trying to fit in, seeking approval. They all sense it. That sudden understanding that she's not fooled by the facade, that she sees beyond the surface. She sees clearly, not with harshness, but with transparency, like a mirror that tells no lies. In that moment you realize she's not here to confirm illusions. She's here to show reality. And that's rare. But that's the power of true presence. It doesn't need to shout or dominate. It simply exists so fully, so authentically, that anything less than truth can't last around it. Her presence is unsettling, not because it's harmful, but because it reveals. It highlights the difference between who you are and who you pretend to be, not judgmentally, but with clear truth. It forces you to face yourself, not aggressively, but with calm. She's not trying to impress. That's what people miss. She's not here for the spotlight. She doesn't dress to be noticed. She doesn't speak to be heard. She doesn't act to get applause. She's above all that. She's not after approval. She's grounded in something deeper, something untouchable. She doesn't need to prove her worth because she's already secure in it, quietly, confidently, within herself. She makes an impact, the presence, the change, the weight in the room that's hard to explain. She moves quietly, but her presence is remembered. Her words are few, but they resonate. Her gaze lingers not for effect, but because it sees, because it understands what many cannot express. You don't leave her presence thinking, what a performance. You leave pondering, what just happened to me? And that question stays with you. In a world full of noise, where everyone is constantly seeking attention, her silence speaks louder. It cuts through the chaos, bringing people back to themselves. She doesn't vie for attention, she lets her silence convey her depth. And it talks of depth, of inner calm, of a certainty that you sense before you even understand. She's the opposite of the noise. She's the quiet that makes you stop. She's the stillness that reminds you of something you had forgotten. She's not just empty space. She's a space filled with presence, clarity, and insight. And that's rare. That's impactful. That's unforgettable. In a world of pretense, of smiles that are superficial, of compliments that disguise rivalry, of charm that's carefully managed, she's the real thing. The one who won't just agree to keep the peace. The one who won't lie to make others comfortable. Not because she's unfriendly, but because she values truth. She embodies it, she lives it, and she reflects it. Being around her is like standing in front of a mirror that tells the whole truth. You notice the imperfections and the beauty. You see everything clearly, and you feel acknowledged. Perhaps for the first time, because when she looks at you, it's meaningful, it's deep, it's attentive, it's genuine. She's not looking for approval or anything in return. She's offering you a moment, a true reflection, a chance to really see yourself. Her look is intentional. It's not about liking someone romantically or simple curiosity. It's about understanding. It's about genuine connection that goes beyond words. Her eyes don't just see who you appear to be. They see your doubts, your wishes, your struggles, your strengths. She sees all this and accepts it because she has accepted her own challenges. That's what sets her apart. She's a woman who has discovered her true self. She has explored her inner darkness, faced the silence within, and stayed strong. She didn't ignore her feelings, nor did she hide from them. She embraced them, learned from them, healed and grew stronger. Now, her look reflects that depth, that bravery, that insight. You feel it, not because it's loud, but because it's authentic. Authenticity always feels different. It makes falsehoods fall apart. It makes superficiality fade away. And in those moments when she looks at you, it's about you. It's about what you feel when realness meets your gaze. It's about what emerges when there's nowhere left to hide. That's why people remember her long after she's left. Not for her clothes or her words, but for how she made them feel. Seen for who they really are, without any pretense, without any agenda, without any show. Seen in their truest form. And once you experience that, it's unforgettable. She's not here to entertain, she's here to enlighten. She's not here to blend in, she's here to stand out. She's not here to dominate the conversation. She is the transformation in the room. Her presence makes a difference, not because she tries to, but because she's genuine, because she's complete, because she lives her truth. And living truthfully always causes ripples. She doesn't pursue, she doesn't hold on too tightly, she doesn't put on a show. She shines. She simply exists, and that's always been enough. In a world that constantly demands women to do more, to be more, to offer more, she declares, "I am already enough." And that's where her power lies. It's not a loud power, but a profound one. The kind that you don't need to announce to feel. The kind that resonates with you deeply. The kind that leaves a lasting impression. So yes, her look is more than just a gaze. It's a moment, a reflection, a change, a gateway. When you meet her eyes, you're not just being seen, you're being invited to be real, to embrace your own truth, to meet her not with a facade, but with genuine presence. Because she has already faced her challenges. She's already emerged stronger, and now she stands in that serene strength, not seeking applause, but sharing truth, connection, something authentic. In a world desperate for realness, that presence, that look, that calm, it doesn't just stay with you, it transforms you, it stays, it resonates, it reminds, and it impacts not just on the surface, but deep within your soul. Think about those moments when everything feels too much, too loud, too fast. The Sigma female finds quiet in the chaos. Her gaze is a haven, a moment of calm in a storm. It's like she knows how to slow everything down just by being there. Her presence is a whisper in a world that only knows how to shout. And what about those times when you're smiling, but inside you're not really smiling at all? She sees that too. Her eyes, like a gentle hand, reach out and touch the real you. The you that's hiding behind that smile. It's as if her gaze has a magic touch that can see behind masks, seeing the real face you wear when you think no one is looking. She doesn't just look at you, she sees into your heart. It's as if her eyes have a secret power to look into places where you hide your biggest dreams and deepest fears. When she looks at you, it feels like she's whispering, "I see you, all of you, and it's okay." This isn't about exposing your secrets or making you feel vulnerable. It's about understanding, about knowing that someone recognizes your true self and accepts it without asking you to change. This recognition, this acceptance, it's rare. In a world where everyone is trying to mold you into something else, to make you fit into their idea of perfect, her gaze tells you that you are enough just as you are. It's comforting and liberating all at once. Her look doesn't try to change you, it invites you to be who you really are. Her presence is a reminder that being real is enough, that being genuine is more powerful than any mask we can wear. She doesn't just pass through life, she affects it profoundly, just by being true to herself. And her truth encourages others to find and embrace their own. So, if you ever feel lost, look for a Sigma female. Her gaze will guide you back to yourself. It's a compass pointing you back to who you are, not who the world tells you to be. Her eyes don't just watch, they teach. They remind you that the most important journey you can take is the journey back to your true self. And in her silent, knowing look, you'll find the courage to take that journey, step by step, until you're standing firm in your truth, just like she does. That's the power of the Sigma female gaze. It doesn't just see, it transforms. It doesn't just meet your eyes, it meets your soul. And in that meeting, something incredible happens. You start to see yourself not as the world sees you, but as you truly are. And that's where real growth, real change begins. Not in the noise of what everyone else thinks, but in the quiet truth of your own heart, reflected back at you through her eyes. To every woman watching who recognizes herself in this, your look is your power. It challenges, it motivates, it awakens. Don't hide it. Let the world adapt to your strength. If this message resonates with you, share it. I recognize the genuine comments, and share this with a woman you know who needs a reminder of her own strength. Thanks for watching. Click on the videos on screen to watch more and subscribe if you like this content. I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.